Pause to reflect. Improves his ability to grasp concepts and to understand what is written between the lines. Nourishment of the soul is in concepts and meanings, and not in food and drink. Pause to reflect. May Allah be pleased with him, said, "We have found that the best life is that which is accompanied by patience." He also said, "The best life that we have experienced is that of patience, and if patience were a man, he would be most generous." Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, said, "Truly patience is to faith, as the head is to the body. If the head is severed, the body becomes wasted." Then he raised his voice and said, "Verily, there is no faith in the man who has no patience." He also said, "Patience is a mount that does not stumble or trip." Patience is a treasure from the treasures of goodness, a treasure that Allah does not give away except to a slave of His, whom He regards as being worthy. Whenever Allah gives a blessing to one of His slaves and then removes it from him and supplants it with patience, then that which replaces is invariably better than that which is being replaced. The reward for every deed other than patience is known. Allah the Exalted said, "Only those who are patient shall receive their reward in full without reckoning. Do not grieve, there is another life to come. The day will come when Allah will gather together the first of the creation and the last of it. The knowledge of this occurrence alone should reassure you of Allah's justice. So whoever's money is usurped here shall find it there. Whoever is oppressed here shall find justice carried out there. And whoever oppresses here shall find his punishment there." The German philosopher said, "The drama of this life is not complete. There must be a second scene to it. For we see the tyrant and his victims without seeing justice being executed. We see the conqueror and the subjugated without the latter finding any revenge. Therefore, there must be another world where justice will be carried out." Commenting on this, said, "This statement suggests a confession from this foreigner to Islam of the existence of a hereafter where judgment will take place." An Arab poet said, "If the minister and his delegates rule despotically, and the judge on the earth is unjust in his judgments, then woe followed by woe after woe upon the judge of the earth, when the judge who is above. This day shall every person be recompensed for what he earned. No justice shall be done to anybody truly. Allah is swift in reckoning." Do not feel overly stressed when work piles up. Every person is capable of performing his daily tasks, no matter how difficult they are, and every person is capable of living happily during his day until the sun sets, and this is the meaning of life. The young child says, "When I will become a bigger boy," the boy says, "when I become a teenager," and when that time comes, he says, "when I will marry." What about after marriage? And what comes after all of these stages? One's thought constantly follow the tune of the following: "When I will be able to retire." But when one actually reaches old age and looks back, he is scorched by a cold wind. He lost out on his whole life. that dwindled away without ever living inside of it. And thus we learn only when it is too late that life is to be lived in every breathing minute and hour. Such is the state of those who put off repenting from their sins. One of our pious predecessors said, "I warn you of delaying and saying that I will do it later, for this is a phrase that prevents one from doing good and causes one to fall behind in deeds of righteousness. Leave them to eat and enjoy, and let them be preoccupied with false hope. They will come to know." The French philosopher Montaigne said, "My life was filled with bad luck that never showed mercy." I assert that despite their knowledge and intelligence, many famous thinkers knew nothing of the wisdom behind their own creation. They were not guided by the teachings that Allah sent through his messenger Muhammad, and he for whom Allah has not appointed light, for him there is no light. Verily, we showed him the way, whether he be grateful or ungrateful. Dante said, "Consider that this day will not occur again." Better and more beautiful and complete is the hadith. Pray as if it is your farewell prayer. Whoever puts it into his mind that today is his last day will make a fresh repentance, will do good deeds, and will strive to be obedient to his Lord the Almighty and his Messenger. Grieve not and ask yourself the following questions. Do I put off living in the present because of fears and apprehensions about the future, or because of hopes and the magical garden beyond the horizon? Do I embitter my present life by mulling over events that occurred in the past? Do I wake up in the morning with that intention of spending my day usefully? Do I find that I am benefiting from my life when I try to concentrate on a present situation or task? When will I begin to live in the present moment without worrying too much about the past and future? Next week, tomorrow, or today. Do not despair when you face a difficult situation. If you find yourself in a tough situation, do the following.